Hi everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to my channel. Please, first and foremost, forgive this awful voice. I'm so sorry you're going to have to struggle through this with me, but I wanted to get this video out to you, and God knows when this is going to come back. Okay, so let's get started with this video. I am going to be doing a lot of fun and ink smushing with some Distress Oxides and photo paper. I am going to be noticing that the way that the oxides lay on the photo paper is very different than any other cardstock. In fact, I feel like it doesn't really mix it or blend it as much, which I really like, and that's because it dries super quick. As opposed to something where it sits on top of the paper, I feel like the photo paper definitely dries faster. So what I'm doing is, I'm not going to show you every single piece, but I'm ink smushing and then I'm drying and back and forth, okay, until I get the layered effect that I want. That was just me showing you that I bring in an extra spare piece of paper to pick up some of those extra scraps of inky goodness. But I'm going to continue to go through, and I use 2 pieces of photo paper, then then Bristol, then watercolor, Kanzen XL. So see how this is still laying on top? This is the second piece of photo paper that I'm doing. And it is so much fun. Just how the vibrancy and the marbled effect that you get. I just wasn't really seeing that exact effect with other cardstock. So I am going to heat emboss some clear embossing powder over this. Now, this is super fun because you're really not supposed to heat up photo paper, as I found out. It curls it, it bubbles it, it makes it textured. Then I started to finish it and said, I think I really like that. The only thing I'm going to have to figure out is how to flatten this out, because it really, really curled up on me. Like, you want to talk about some serious warping? Warp City. This was crazy. But I was able to combat that later with some foam tape. I'll show you some fun foam and some sticky tape. Tried to lay something heavy on it. That didn't work. It was a good attempt. A for effort. So here I'm kind of showing you all the texture and the goodness there. Now I'm moving into the Bristol cardstock, and this is fun, but notice when I flip it over, it blends a whole lot differently, right? So I really, really like that photo paper effect. So I'm going to still play with that. All right, so I'm just going through, again, I'm not going to show you, I'm showing you this one, but I'm not going to show you the 4th one that I did, because it's the same concept. All right, but this one I am going to cover with Versamark ink, and I'm going to use some clear embossing powder over it as well. It's a lot easier to heat up. It does not bubble. It just gets a clear sheen. And I did 3 different coats of this. I'm going to show you 2 coats. Okay, so this is the first one. Just going through with my heat tool. Make sure that's, by this point, mine was on fire, so it was super warmed up. So I'm going to go through, this is the second time around, then I'm going to show you this. And about the 3rd time is where I got that smooth, glossy look on top of the entire sheet. The first one, you're going to kind of see, if when you do it, is not as smooth as I wanted. So there we go. That's going to be the effect there. All right. This is the 3rd time. I'm all over the place. You just got to roll with it. Just roll with it with me. So this is the 3rd time that I'm doing this. And I'm going to show you that. Now, the next card I do, I am going to use Versamark, and then I'm going to put chunky powder over it. So there we go. Let me stay with you in the now. That's the 3rd time. And now I'm going to show you using chunky glitter. This is, but before I do that, shimmer. Gonna spray it. Gonna get it glittery. And here we just put it in a box. That shimmer glitter spray is awesome. It's like if you rubbed a Spectrum Noir marker all over your project. Here's the chunky powder that I'm going to use. Of course, I'll link all this stuff below. When you're doing this, be careful, because if you're doing it over your work surface and you're heating it up from the front, it's going to blow all over your work surface. So I kind of took it off to the side. So if it did go anywhere, we could just vacuum that up. All right, that's the first go. Now see how kind of grainy that is? This is an awesome effect for water, if you want to do that for a piece of your project with water. But the second time I do it, it really, really gives me the smooth look that I want. So I heat set it off camera, and I come back in, and here's that second time. See that thickness? It's like a glaze. Love it. All right. I'm really letting you see that. That is, I'm trying to show you the glitter too, but you can't see it on camera. Here I use some 1-inch score tape on the back of these warped pages, and then I'm going to take some fun foam with this sticky adhesive. The fun foam is pretty thick, it's pretty sturdy, and that is going to flatten this out immensely. So I'm laying that down, trying to cover the entire back, and look at how flat that is. Boom, done. Okay, I decided to go live to show you the finished cards so I can walk through it and you can see what I've done. Okay, this one was the card that I sprayed with glitter and then did the heat embossing over with the chunky powder. And so there is the shine that you see. Now, I finished it off with the dies that came in the kit using black cardstock, Spectrum Noir sparkle pen over it. This is actually alcohol marker over that paper, that sheen paper that came with the kit. It almost looks silvery, but I didn't like it once I cut it out and I wanted to add some color. And so that is this card. Alright, this one right here, this is going to be the photo paper right here with this sheen. And this has, no, I think I'm lying to you. Let me look. Yeah, I'm lying to you. This one is actually the other paper that I did without the glitter. And this is Bristol Smooth. And so you can see that shine as well, but without the glitter. Finished it off with the and die. Popped that up on some foam tape. And that's what I love about this die. It comes with the outline. So this is all foam. And I just laid this on top of that. So that was perfect. And then stamped out you and me. Simple. I wanted the background to be the focal point. Alright, this one I used the white, the heart cut out in white. This little piece on top almost looks like a crown. It's a thank you card. I just put some Spectrum Noir on some black cardstock there. And this was the photo paper with all that texture from melting it. And this was like a curled up mess. But I was able to flatten it out with enough adhesive. So that's that finished card. And then lastly we have here, this was one of the photo papers that I used, and it got doled down because I tried to use Mod Podge on top of it from what Tim Holtz did in his using the glaze. Not the same thing. And I figured that out for you. So you're welcome. But here we go. I had this in my stash. Added some of that shimmer paper cut out with the dies, and that's the finished card. So hopefully you like these cards. I think this is like really not my norm. This is mixed media for me, and I really enjoyed doing it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and it was just something different for me to try out. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye.